Hey guys, I'm Erik Peterson, and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for skillofattraction.com. And today's coaching video is called Mistakes After a Breakup. Now, many of you know that when I do these coaching videos, this is when one of you guys sends me in a question, whether it be through paid coaching or through an email. And if I think it's a question that will benefit my YouTube subscribers or the YouTube viewing community, I will answer it in a video. And in this email, what I found interesting in this email is this guy, he made a lot of the same mistakes that a lot of people make after a breakup. And it involves getting advice from the wrong people and doing things that turn women off or turns people off in general. So I thought this would be very beneficial for you guys if you're going through a breakup or to be prepared for a breakup and what not to do. But before I get started, I would like to say that if you guys find this video helpful or any of my videos helpful, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up, and for you to share it with any of your friends and family who may also find it helpful. And I'd also really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below and tick that little bell symbol that's next to it. By doing this, you'll get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And if you guys have any questions, whether it be about my videos or if you have some issues going on in your own relationship, please feel free to shoot me an email. To do this, all you have to do is head over to my website at skillofattraction.com, click on the contact tab, and shoot me a message from there. Now, just so you know, I do have to take care of my paying clients first, and I do have a pretty full plate these days, so it may take me a little while to get back to you, but I will get back to you as soon as I can, so you just got to be a little patient. But if you need to get in touch with me right away, the best way to do that is, again, head over to my website at skillofattraction.com, click on the coaching tab, and there you could select whichever option works best for you. I have several options for you to choose from. I offer emergency email coaching where I will respond to you within 24 to 48 hours, depending on what option you select. And I also provide monthly coaching where I will work with you throughout the month to try to get whatever relationship issue you're having turned around and get you back on track. And just so you know, I will include the links to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. So let's get on to this email. He says, "Hey coach, I've been watching your videos a lot lately." Well, thank you very much. I just want to ask you about a thing that I've done with my ex. When she broke up with me, she said she was not doing an effort anymore about our relationship, and she doesn't want to continue it anymore. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by she's not doing an effort anymore. Does that mean that she's not willing to put in any effort? I assume that's what you mean there. He says, I replied, "It's okay. I accept whatever your reasons are." She replied that she was sorry, and I said, "No, don't ever be sorry." I thought that she was attracted to someone else. That is why I accepted immediately, to which now I still don't know. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I thought you gave in a little too easily there. I mean, obviously you don't want to fight her if she wants to break up, but I would have definitely questioned why she wants to break up. She unfriended me and blocked me on Facebook after that. We went no contact until I stumbled upon the advice of other YouTube coaches, where he has in parentheses here, which was a mistake, and the advice of my friends, again in parentheses, he says, which was also a mistake. And just so you guys know, different coaches teach different things, especially when it comes down to no contact. Obviously, what I teach you, I think, is the best way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be teaching it. But it doesn't matter what anyone says. There is really no set amount of days that it takes for someone to start missing you or to turn around and start reaching out. I mean, I know a lot of coaches, they say 30 days of no contact. I've heard 45, I've heard 60, I've heard 90, I've even heard 15. And there's no magic number for someone to say, oh my God, I miss them, I'm going to reach out to them. It just doesn't work that way. And I mean, this is why you want them to reach out to you. You want it to be their idea. Because this way, you know, you're not trying to persuade them or convince them. And you'll find out one of the reasons why in just a minute, but it's also a really bad idea to get your advice, your relationship advice, from family and friends. Now, I know they mean well and they want the best for you, but the truth is most people don't know squat about how to have a successful relationship. They could probably pronounce successful much better than me, but they don't know how to have a successful relationship. And so you really shouldn't go to your friends and family for advice unless you admire their relationship and they have a healthy relationship and they know how attraction works, basically, because attraction can be very counterintuitive. It's not logical at all. So he says, generally I cut no contact and I went to her place after a month. Oof, bad idea. I waited outside and texted her that I was outside expecting to talk to her. I didn't want to do this, but my friend advised me to do this. That should have been a red flag to you. If you don't feel that this is a good idea, like when someone gives you advice and you're just kind of like, I don't know, you probably shouldn't do it. That's your gut telling you, don't do this. She replied, a bit furious, I think. I think you're right. But the gist of what replied is that she doesn't want to be back together anymore and that we could talk after our semester. I think I scared her off a bit. You definitely scared her off a bit. I told her that it's okay, we should not talk, and I would never bother her again. After that, I left. After a few minutes, she replied that she was feeling guilty, she felt this way towards me, and that she reiterated that before the breakup, she was not doing an effort anymore. Okay, well, more than likely, she's confused why she's not feeling it for you, which happens a lot with women. And the reason why is because on paper, you're probably a great guy. You're probably doing all the right things. You're being extra sweet to her. You're going out of your way to help her out and do things for her. Taking her out to dinner. You're buying her gifts, sending her flowers. And on paper, to a woman, she's like, why don't I like this guy? He's doing so many great things for me. But the thing is, what's happening here is it's not setting that fire deep inside of her, what we call attraction. Emotionally, she's not feeling it. And I mean, this is why I say that how attraction works, it's so counterintuitive. Like I said, on paper, you're a great guy, but she can't figure out why she's not feeling that love and that desire for you. And it's really because you're not triggering the right emotions in her. He says, I replied that she shouldn't be guilty and that this should be a lesson to both of us. I texted a long message, haha. And just so you know, when it comes to texting, number one, you should not be having important conversations over text because too many things could be misconstrued. And, you know, we're lazy as people. We're lazy. We don't want to type everything out, and we expect them to basically read into what we're saying. And I did a video about body language and communication, and really only 7% of what we communicate is through words. Everything else is through body language, vocal tone, facial expressions. So you're losing out on 93% of what someone is trying to communicate to you through text. So it's really a bad idea. And plus, men, texting long messages to your girl is really kind of communicating neediness. So you should never really do that. If you have a lot to say, it's best that either you say it in person or you call them up on the phone. He says, I even told her that for the time being, I don't want to see her and she should block me again on Facebook. I'm not sure why you would tell her that. Technically, you want to leave the door open for them, but I understand you're hurt and you just kind of want to push them away. Until now, we are in no contact. I know I made a lot of mistakes. If I hadn't done that, maybe I would still have a chance with her. Well, you essentially set yourself back to day one as far as no contact goes, and now you have a little extra check mark against you since you showed up at her house unannounced. And I know you see this type of stuff in the movies and on TV all the time. But really, these sort of things where you show up unannounced, or you're outside her bedroom window or something of that nature, this is really what stalkers do. I'm not saying that you're a stalker, but this is stalker behavior. And in the movies, it's cute when you're holding up a boombox upside above your head and playing music, trying to get her attention, but in real life, you're basically asking for a restraining order. So you don't want to do things like this. You want her to come to you. You want it to be her idea. He says, you are saying that we should not contact our ex and she should contact us first. Well, if she unilaterally ended things with you, it would be your ex's responsibility to reach out to you. And I mean, if you broke up with her or hurt her and she ended things with you, that's another story. So basically what I'm talking about is a lot of people get this confused because they think the person who dumped the other person, it's their responsibility to reach out during no contact. And for the most part, that's true. But what you have to realize is that it's really the person who, dropped the ball in the relationship. Either maybe they stopped putting in effort and you broke up with them because of that. It's still their responsibility to reach out to you. I hope that makes sense. So you really have to look at who's the person that basically turned the relationship around to the point where it wasn't worth being in it anymore. But how am I supposed to do that if I've done those things? I think that based on what I told you, you would say that I should move on and never look back. If I still got a chance, I want to know how. Thanks, Coach. Well, I mean, you should consider her gone for good and move on, but that's really for you rather than getting her back. See, no contact shouldn't be used as a get your ex back tactic. It really works twofold. One, so you could heal and begin to let go and make room in your life for someone who wants to be with you. And two, to communicate your value and your self-worth. I mean, if someone doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, you don't want to fight them on that. And plus, you're never going to be able to convince someone to change their feelings, especially women. So the thing is, when you try to convince someone to change their feelings, they may change it temporarily out of pity or out of guilt, but the relationship won't last. And I'm sure if you are trying to get your ex back, that you want them back long term. You don't want them back for a couple of weeks and then the relationship to fall apart again. So you can't really try to convince someone to change their feelings. So by you communicating your value and your self-worth and walking away and never trying to contact them anymore, this is really putting the ball into their court. And like I said, part of it is so you can move on and you can begin to heal, and also to communicate your value and your self-worth. However, oftentimes, not every time, but oftentimes, a nice byproduct of no contact is that your ex begins to miss you. They realize how terrible life is without you, and they begin to second guess their decision. This is typically when they begin to reach out. So that's really how no contact works. So what I recommend you do in this situation is to go ahead and implement no contact, begin taking the steps to move on. And going by what you told me here, it does seem that she cares about you quite a bit, but you've also scared her a little bit and you communicated some neediness to her. And again, based on what you've told me here, I do have a feeling that after a little time she may just reach out to you. But there's no guarantees when it comes to emotions. They change like the wind. This is not a hopeless situation, but at the same time, you shouldn't hold on to hope. Because like I said, you don't know what's going to happen here. So I suggest that you just keep moving forward, date some new girls, and if she truly cares about you, she will be back sometime in the future. So just leave her be for now. And as you've learned the hard way, fighting for her or trying to force things has the opposite effect. So basically, what do you do here? Nothing. You just move on. Like I said, start dating other girls, work on yourself, start pursuing goals, hit the gym if you don't already do that, start chasing hobbies and passions and things like that. Basically, you want to chase excellence, not her. And it's kind of funny, just as soon as you let go, for some reason, people, especially women, they have like a sixth sense. As soon as you let go, it's like they go into panic mode. And all of a sudden that they start thinking, they're like, oh my God, I better do something before I lose them forever. Not every time, but again, based on what you've told me here, it does seem like she truly does care about you. And maybe just a little time away from you, she may realize that, maybe life isn't so great without you. But you do need to work on yourself. You can't improve yourself enough. So it's an ongoing thing. You don't want to just do one thing and say, okay, I'm done. You always want to be working on yourself. That's really the best way to go. So that's it for this video. I really appreciate all of you that watched it to the end. And if you guys have found this video of value, also in the description down below, I have a link to PayPal. If you would like to make a donation, I would really appreciate it. And I will catch you on the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.